how to install Mount and Blade Bannerlord mods. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you're running on a patch that can run all the mods. So select your game once you've downloaded it, go into properties and just make sure you're on a beta branch that can run all the mods. If you're on like the latest one, like 1.6.4, that's going to break a lot of mods. I'm currently on 1.6.2, which is relatively recent, like it's only a month or two away, September 23rd, so it is pretty relevant, and all the mods work that I've been using. So 1.62 works as of the 13th of October 2021, so try that. So first, load the game. It's going to pop up through Steam like this. If you want to access the mods, go into the mod section. Now, if you've got a fresh game, it's just going to say native, sandbox core, story mode and custom battle. These 5 here. These are extra mods that I've downloaded. So if it's highlighted, it means you're using it. If it's not highlighted, it means you're not using it. So you can turn them on and off whenever you want. So something you need to take into account here is the mod order. So I've got all of the core modules here, but these can actually be moved about. They've got a thing that can drag them about. But there's a reason these are at the top. So Harmony, Butterlib, UI Extender, Mod Configuration Menu, all of them need to be above these in order for all these other mods to run smoothly. It basically stops them crashing, stops them confusing themselves, and stops them fighting with each other. So when you are downloading mods, it'll tell you if you need these mods and where to put them. So just make sure you read thoroughly. The things I use are Nexus mods and Moddb. Nexus mods has like tweaks and some cool gameplay changes, whereas like Moddb, to me, it seems like it's full total conversions. Like I played a Warhammer mod where you basically get to catch spells and do things like that, cast spells. And there was a Mount and Blade Warcraft mod that I was playing the other day. So you get like horde shields, the orc models, things like that. So you would just download them here. So let's move on. I've got a list here so I don't forget anything. So how to enable cheats in Mount and Blade Bannerlord and a list of cheats. So this is another cool thing. This is like separate to mods, but it's all under like the same thing. So I'll just explain it to you. Basically, when you download the game, mods aren't going to be enabled. So you need to basically in Warband you could like enable mods in this menu here. There'd be like a button to like enable cheats, but you need to do that in a file now. So basically what you need to do is you need to find the engine_config folder. So this for me is in my documents, Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlords, and it's in the configs. If you just type in engine_config, it's going to search your entire PC for it depending on like where you are. It's like I was in my D drive looking at where it was installed in Steam, but that's not where the engine config folder is. It was in the documents for me. So just make sure you get to the engine config. And when you do load it up, like all you need is Notepad. You don't need anything fancy to open it. No fancy like text editor or code editor. Load it up in text, whatever it's called, Notepad. And then basically we're looking for cheat mode. So this for you is going to say cheat mode 0. So all you need to do is click next to it, delete it, replace it with 1, and then save it, or do Control S. And that basically means cheats now work for you while you're playing the game. So I'll just go over some of the cheats that work. So Control F4, if you're on a battlefield and you do Control F4, everybody dies. It's amazing. Sorry, Control Alt F4 knocks out the entire enemy. Control F4 just knocks out people one by one. Control H heals you to full health. Amazing if you're into modding and doing dumb things. Control Shift H heals your horse, which is very useful because you can't make your horse that tanky. Control F2 knocks out your own soldiers. Control F3 knocks out you, which is... These two are very close to each other, so don't accidentally press these. It's happened a few times to me, especially in the midst of a battle where you're doing like Control F1 for a clip, Control F9 for slow motion, Control J to stop your horse. Like you've got to change between R and like first person and third person. You've got to zoom in with Shift and then control where you're swinging your sword and moving WASD. It gets a bit what's the word? Swarmed, crowded. It's hard to do all that stuff. So don't accidentally click Control F3 because it will ruin your campaign. You've got to start again if you're unlucky. Now, these ones are a bit dodgy. Control X, this doesn't work for me. This did work in Warband, things like this, but it doesn't like... I remember Control W, Control X things used to like just boost everything by like 10 or 1,000. But it doesn't seem to work in Warband. But, sorry, in Bannerlord. But in Bannerlord, you can actually like hack it. You can basically get a console and just hack everything in, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. So... this is another thing. Control left click. This is amazing. If you're on one side of the map, you can control left click and instantly TP to anywhere on the map. This is amazing. Like, it saves so much time, especially if you like just want to faff around with mods like I do. Like, I'm not asked about the campaign right now. You can see here the mod menu. So this developer console, which this guy's on about, it doesn't require like you to be at the top, whereas Harmony and stuff requires you to be at the top. So I can't stress that enough. If you don't have these at the top, it's probably going to crash and it's not going to work. So moving on, what have I covered? How to install mods. Yeah, we've done that so manually. So let me just explain like the difference between manually and using a mod manager. So for example, Nexus mods, they have something called Vortex. So you will have to register an account no matter what, and then click slow download. Once you've downloaded the file, if you're interested in, it's going to come up in your downloads folder. So if you don't have Winrar or something to extract files, you're going to need to download one. So make sure you download Winrar if you don't have a way of doing it. But once you go into your downloads, I've just downloaded Harmony or other things. If it says modules like this, the folder you're extracting it to, let me just find it really quickly. So if you want to find your mod folder, I have to go into my Steam apps, common, and then here it is, Bannerlord, and then modules. So here are all of the modules. Basically, when you're looking at this mod menu, you're turning them on and off. So you can basically say, don't play this, don't play this, play this, play this. So you can really customize this. It's really flexible, but you do have to know what you're doing, because if something's in the wrong place, it's probably going to crash. Like, this is an early access game with early access mods, so it's probably going to crash. So get used to it crashing. It's not the end of the world. Once you've loaded a mod for the first time, it's really painfully slow, but then after it crashes and you load it up again, it's much faster. So be patient, be persistent, and you'll finally get those mods working. So what else? Let's go through. So you found the where you put the mods. I'll just show you how to do it. So let's say it's modules like that. I don't want to extract a modules folder into, where's it just gone? I don't want, oh my god, so annoying, dude. I don't want to extract a modules folder into like a modules folder. I want to extract the files that are in the modules folder. So this is where the files are going, into the modules folder. I don't want to extract the entire modules folder into that. I want to go inside it, and I just want to extract Bannerlord Harmony out. So when you do it, you're going to click into it, extract, and then you've got to find that path again. So go into Steam, go into Steam apps, go into common, Mount and Blade Bannerlord, modules, open that up, and then once it's selected, look, it's already in there. So if I click OK, it'll just replace that Bannerlord Harmony. It's very confusing if you're brand new to like all this stuff, so I hope that's made it as clear as possible. It was a bit scuffed, but let me know if there's any problems, but that's how you do it. Once it's extracted, it'll just appear on the menu. So load your game back up, and it will then say this in your finger, in your folders. So then you would have to, it would be like this. You need to click it, and then move it to the top, move it to the top, move it to the top, priority, move it to the top, otherwise it's going to get confused. What else? So Nexus mods, so you can use, so this is called doing it manually. When you extract it into a folder like we've just done, it's called installing a mod manually. Now what this website does is it offers something called Vortex, which is like a mod manager. I mean, you can try use it. It didn't work for me back in the day. I tried it like a year ago. It really didn't work, but it's an early access game. Everything's kind of broken. The modding system behind it is quite broken. Like, the devs are still fixing it. The modding community is still fixing it. Like, it is just early access. I'm sorry. That's how it is. Like, you're going to have crashes. Deal with it. So we're getting towards the end now. Explain the mods I use and describe them. Blah, blah, blah. Moddb. So yeah, I've explained all this. Extract path. Brilliant. So now, explain the mods I use and just some recommendations. So Butter Library, Harmony, Options, UI Extender, those are all like things that make mods work better, basically. Better Combat, Horses, HUD. I've not tried these because I've got all these others working, so let me know if they work for you. Character Manager is amazing. Basically, you can do Alt, the thing above tab, it says Alt above tab, but it's like the weird comma thing above tab, or the apostrophe. You do Alt that and you get a console menu, and basically what that allows you to do is you can load all the companions in, you can change all your perks to like maxed out, so you've literally got every single perk in the game. All of your stats are like 500, so like double the max level. So you can basically proper pimp out your character and get some really satisfying combat, especially if you want to like 100 v1 one-man army it. Like, this character manager will sort you right out. Like, fastest way of getting OP in my eyes. Dismemberment, so every time you swing, you can chop someone's arm off, or head, or leg. It's a lot of gore, it's very satisfying. Fire archers, you can add high level troops at night will fire like fire arrows every now and then. Very cool, very satisfying to see. I did have a mod back in the day which turned every arrow into fire, and then I could also fire like 100 arrows at a time, so I could literally fire 100 fire arrows in like a shotgun burst at a time. Go look at my older videos for that clip. But oh my god, the mods, you can do so many things with Bannerlord mods, and we're only just scratching the surface. Like, look at all the crazy mods for Warband. Like, Bannerlord has got years and years and years of like insane mods coming. So I hope this helps on you, how to install it, how to download it, how to find and access cheats, blah blah blah. Let's just finish off. Mosin Nagant rifle, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Basically, it's a sniper rifle, it's really fun to use, but it would cause a glitch where the entire army you're against would just start smithing on the spot, and it would keep playing like an anvil smithing sound, like da-da-donk, 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 and everyone would just be like fake smithing. When horses are running at you, they'd be like smithing, but like it looks like they're banging the shields with the spears, so you'd actually get some pretty cool clips out of it. Mountain Warcraft, this was a Warcraft conversion mod. There's like Orc armor, Death Knight, shields, Elvish swords. Like, there's not much in there, but it's a start. Cannot wait to see where it goes. I think that's part of Warcraft as well. Native is part of the original game. QL is a bunch of weapons, so like Chinese weapons. You've got like pole arms, swords, cool shields, like basically a load of really OP, cool looking weapons. Like, if you want a weapon that explodes people, like literally causes explosions when you hit them, this has it. There's like a Guan Yu pole arm, like really just amazing mod kit. You can check my channel for all the weapons in it. This gives, Raise Your Banner gives every other troop like a banner, so it's really cool when you're in combat on a battlefield. You see all these banners flexing all over the place, very satisfying. Raise Your Torch at night time, especially in siege battles. The AI will have like flame torches, so it just looks really cool. It's nice seeing like a wintry cold night all lit up with like fire arrows and these torches. Like, oh, so amazing, so immersive. A semi-automatic AA-12, yep, you heard that right. So basically you can just mow down entire armies with an AA-12. It's super OP, super satisfying. Ragdolls go absolutely flying. That's another thing with Character Manager, because your stats are like OP, you've got all the perks and you've got like double max stats. Whenever you throw like a javelin or like a throwing axe, these ragdolls go absolutely flying across the map. It is so fun to play with. Siege Tower fix, I haven't tried this, but apparently this fixes troops climbing up siege towers, because at the minute it doesn't work. Although in patch 1.6.4, which has just come out on the beta, this is apparently fixed, so I've not played with this yet, so we'll see. Slice Through, probably one of the coolest mods, is basically, instead of slicing through one person, if there's no shield or no one's to parry or block you, you can slice through like 10 different people with like a massive pole arm. If you've got like all my OP like boosts, all the OP super weapons, combined with this, you just slice through entire armies, and it is the most fun Bannerlord combat you will ever have. Oh my god, it's so satisfying. Combine that with deadly horse charges. Basically, currently, the cavalry charges hit like a wet noodle. Like, if you've got 1,000 pounds of like horse meat running into you, covered in armor, and another person on top, chances are when that hits a person, that meat bag is actually going to take some serious hefty damage, maybe even explode. So this basically makes deadly charges, deadly horse charges really OP, but there's a reason they're not in the game in the first place, is because cavalry charges just decimate everything with this mod. Like, especially when you combine this with Character Manager, like you've got max perks, max stats. I can just run through like a line of like 500 archers and kill like 100 of them. I do a lap, I come back down, I can just charge them all to death. That's how fun and OP this is. Those are some of them. Get more on Nexus mods. Keep your eye out for the new releases on like popular 30 days or hot mods. Always keep your eye on Moddb. There's some crazy things going on here. Basically, like Warhammer conversion mods, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all the like anything you can think of. Someone's probably like trying to convert it into a game, into a Bannerlord mod. So I think that's everything. Oh yeah, so I'll end on this. So basically, how we've just edited our cheats here. So we just changed cheats to 1. You can actually do this with mods. So when I'm playing mods, like I'm playing to make the game wacky and crazy, and the mods you download are like a baseline, so you can then turn the mods into like even more insane things. So how can I give an example? The thing I was on about before, where I fired like 100 arrows all on fire in like a shotgun burst. It was called like MB2 Shotty from like a year and a half ago or something. Basically, I could go into the data files, basically just how I did with the cheats. I just opened up the mod file. Let's have a look. Semi-automatic. I'll show you what it is. So you go into here, and then basically you get a load of confusing names like this. Like it is confusing, but you're just looking for some keywords. So basically, I'll just go into them and I'll open with Notepad and I'll just have a look around. And basically, I went through this one, this one, this one, this one. It was all jargon. But then when I went into the fifth one, I was like, oh, some of these like make sense. Like ammo limit. So this was set to like 100. I basically changed it to 950, so I don't have to reload ever again. So just you can basically see like keywords that kind of make sense. Stack them out. There you go. So that was 100. And I think ammo limit, basically it was set to like 400 and you'd have to reload, whereas I changed it so you didn't have to reload. So that's like, you can always go into these mod files and edit them even further. Just have a snoop around. Like it is confusing, but you are just looking for them keywords that kind of make sense, and then maybe you can do something cool with them. Maybe it'll crash it, like who knows, but it's worth having a try. It's worth playing around. And then finally, when you do enable these cheats, like if you might be like downloading weapon packs and stuff. It's like, how do I actually get my weapons? Like, how do I load all these? Like, it doesn't make sense. But if you load a campaign, it doesn't matter if it's like an already set up campaign or a new campaign. Once you load in, press I. It's basically the inventory screen, and you'll have every single item on the game. So it might take a while to load and it might make you crash, but basically when you enable cheats, when you go into the inventory, every single weapon, every single item, so there'll be like 10 horses, 10 weapons, you can just move them all into your inventory. So if you're struggling to make money, just drag some expensive items over and go sell them to towns. Use control left click to TP all over the map and just sell your items really quick. If you've downloaded mods, they might have a funky name. So if I downloaded like the AA12 semi-automatic like shotgun, that was like halfway down. So I had to scroll through all the horses, all the swords, all the axes, all the maces until I got to like the ranged weapons, and there it was. And make sure you get the ammo as well. So usually if you download something like a gun mod, it's going to come with ammo. So make sure you do that. Drag it over, equip it in your inventory, and then you're away. I think that's everything. So if I have missed anything, I'll probably just make another video, to be honest. This has been quite scuffed. It was my first attempt. There's no editing. There's very little editing going in. Like, it's all been like scuffed audio. I've just like gone through it and explained it as best as I can. But we'll see how long it comes out to. All the usual, like, subscribe, check out my socials, join the Discord, let me know what Bannerlord videos you want to see in the future. Are you enjoying the Bannerlord mods? I am, so it doesn't really matter. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Hasta la vista. Peace.